Living a Healthy Lifestyle show with your favorite holistic health coach, Carrie Kay.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Living a Healthy Lifestyle show with your favorite holistic health coach, Carrie Kay. And I have Tony, the warrior healer, on today. His journey started as a healer, as a volunteer firefighter. He's continued his path for many years, graduating as a paramedic in 1994. He's worked in a large city in Indiana for 20 years in disaster and rescue teams. He's retired, taking those years of training and experience and applying them to things. And he operates Ropes and Wings Ranch in East Tennessee. Welcome to the show, Tony.
Thanks for having me, Gary.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. So tell me a little bit about it, your journey and your path becoming a quantum healer. That's so fascinating.
Yeah, it's kind of a long one. I was a paramedic for 30 years, and the warrior healer came from me working on the SWAT teams as a medic. So that's where the warrior healer came from. But it carries over into what I do now with quantum healing. But 30 years as a medic, I see the medical system. It's just not helping or healing anybody. It's not working. We're not treating the bodies right. We're giving it poison. So I started diving in. My wife and I worked in Indiana. My wife and I didn't like Indiana. We decided to move to Tennessee. I needed to get back to the mountains and the woods and everything. So we decided to move to Tennessee. And then I worked as in a rural service down here as a paramedic. It just wasn't working. The medical system wasn't working. So I was looking for something else. I kept going down the holes to figure that out. And I felt like myself, I kept getting more weighted down, more bogged down, more brain fog. Just everything was just weighing me down. And I'm like, there's something going on here. And I think it was around Rona time that I really started diving into that. And I found Dolores Cannon, which is a past life regressionist. And she uses hypnosis to and I'm like, it must be a past life. Something happened to me before that I'm carrying with me. And I keep bringing it forward because the body can heal. It can heal, and it replaces itself in 7 years through cell replication. So there's something we're bringing forward. So I went down that path. I got trained as a beyond quantum healing hypnosis. And I did a few sessions on my wife. I kept running into blocks. I'd get her to a dirt road street in hypnosis or something like that. And then she'd have this dark on her chest that I could not release. And I'm like, oh, there's something else here. There's something here. There's an entity is what I found. So I found Laura Whitworth, and I went and trained in soul center healing hypnosis. And that's got me to where I am today, where I am actually I lovingly call it a demon slayer, if you will.
We need those. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tony.
And I lovingly call it a demon slayer because I'm not really slaying anybody. I am just helping these lost souls back to the light, back home. They've gotten lost, and we can't see them. They're there, but they affect us all. Even if you raise your frequency and vibration and do everything, even in the Christian world too, we all have them on us, and we just don't know it because we're human. We have these traumatic events in our life, and everything is frequency and vibration, and these lower density, lower vibrational things that are around us that we can't see attach to us and cause us problems. So
it also matters what we say too, a lot of what we say. So I agree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
Our
words have power.
Yeah. So what is quantum healing hypnosis? Go into a little bit of that.
Well, I guess let's start with what hypnosis is. Hypnosis is a daydream state. That's how I refer to it. That's what it feels like. It feels like a daydream. So whenever you're daydreaming, when you're dreaming about this beautiful beach sitting on it or something like that, you're daydreaming, that is hypnosis. So every time that you're sitting in front of TV, watching TV, you're in a state of hypnosis. Whenever you're doing mundane things like driving your car, washing the dishes, doing things that you've done a million times, you're in a state of hypnosis. You're in a state of hypnosis before you fall asleep, and right away when you wake up, you're in a state of hypnosis. Is there any reason why they call it television? Because we're in a state of hypnosis and we're getting programmed.
I call it the
But
television.
yeah, that's true. That's so true. So I put you in a deep, relaxed brainwave state. We call it the theta brainwave state. Low alpha brainwave state, theta brainwave state. So you're really, really relaxed. Your conscious mind will fight with you the entire time, telling you you're not really under, because the theater hypnosis and stuff like that. Everybody thinks that you're like under or won't remember anything. You'll remember everything. But it's just like a dream. So when you wake up from a dream, you start to forget things that you saw in that dream. Um, so we relax you down to that deep relaxive state, and then we're able to discover the root cause of the issues that are happened to you, and we can get in there and remove those blocks. Our sessions are kind of in four parts. We get in and we remove any blocks that are there in our energetic field, and it could be anything. It could be entities. It could be just emotional blocks that you stored yourself because of a traumatic experience, maybe in your childhood, maybe in somewhere. And not a lot of people know this. We're in a state of hypnosis up until we're about 7 years old around that time. So sometimes when we've had a trauma experience before that age, we actually have to go back into hypnosis to maybe find it.
Wow. So what is the body's electrical system and mechanical system like modern medicine and wants us to believe? Really?
So, well, the medical system wants us to believe it's a mechanical system. We give it medications, poisons to try to kill whatever's going on or get rid of whatever's going on, but they're just treating the symptoms, or they try to cut it out to stop the disease part. And that doesn't work. So these bodies are an electrical system and they function on frequency and light. We're made of light. Um, so you know, I guess you look at it, if anybody is into electrical wiring. So even in the medical caduceus, it's right there with the two neutral snakes coiled down the central pole. You have your neutral pole that runs up the spine. You have your negative and your positive that coil back across that neutral pole. And where those points cross is an energy center. And each energy center has a frequency that it functions best at. Um, and so it's the frequencies go up from the base at the root all the way up to the crown. So the frequencies go up in frequency, and if those frequencies are out of whack, they your body can't function right. And then if you have a blocked electrical wire, let's call it a wire. If you have a blocked electrical wire, a kinked wire, or a broken wire, that electrical energy just keeps impacting that site, and then it keeps building and building, and then it'll eventually manifest into the physical as an ailment or a disease or something going on with you or an issue.
Hmm.
And so my job is to get in there and find out and clear what's blocking that energy flow so your body can heal and balance again.
So how does hypnosis and energy frequency and light heal the body? I know I've been wearing these for about 4 years, and I know
uh,
you were introduced to the power of the patch.
yes,
And
it's beautiful.
we're gonna say that it doesn't heal, treat, or cure anything. But with that being said, there's a lot of amazing information out there about light frequencies. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, so in my hypnosis session, I use light frequency when I'm taking something off or removing a blockage or helping you to heal something. I'll ask for a color, and the color has a frequency, and we'll envision that beautiful light coming in and healing. I use tuning forks that strike that frequency for that color of light and to balance that area again. And usually, the color you ask for is the frequency that your body needs. And so I guess one thing I really like to explain this to people. We are not our bodies. We are an eternal, living, light being living out a temporary human existence in an earth suit.
Wow. I love that analogy.
So if you think about it, I like to think of the body, the connection between our soul, our light, our as the connection between a horse and a rider. If you got a good horse and a good rider, they don't have to communicate. They know exactly what they're doing. So it's the same way. If we don't feed these bodies right, like that horse, it's not going to take care of us. It's not going to heal. It's not going to take us where we need to go. And so using light frequency and hypnosis, we can clear the energetic field, get the energy flowing. We can use frequency to tune the body and light. We're made of light. Sunlight heals. Everybody feels a difference when they go out into the sunlight, if they're sick or if they're feeling down and depressed or anxious. Just going out in the sunlight, grounding to the earth and connecting to the earth again, barefoot, it grounds you. And that's the other part of the electrical system of the body. We need that grounding, just like an electrical system in a house. It needs to be grounded to the earth. And the same way with our bodies. If we're not grounded, if we're not getting that light, our body can't heal and balance. And the beauty of those patches is it's all wrapped up in that little patch right there. To me, I liken the patches to medbed technology that you can wear
Mhm.
because
Yes.
because those patches are light technology infused into a crystal that you wear. There's nothing get absorbed into the skin, and we're just reflecting the UV light from the body back to the body to stimulate a response to strengthen and reproduce stem cells again. And those stem cells go to wherever it needs, wherever the body needs to fix. And it just goes from there. It's going to go and fix the most life threatening, and it's just going to go to the next one, to the next one. It's going to prioritize, and it's just going to keep fixing it.
So, have you seen someone that you've worked with? I'm sure that you could just give us an example of that has helped with all these things that you're talking about, hypnosis, the finding the blockages, because I have heard of blockages before, and then of course the light therapy. Is there a
Mm-hmm.
story or something that you can tell us?
Well, I think every client is a story. I mean, it's amazing when I first talk to people, they look dull, they look dim, they're down, they're tired, they're run down. But by the end of, like, especially a hypnosis session, by the end of the hypnosis session, they are bright, beautiful, and shining again. And because we just opened up all those blockages that were there and keeping that energy and their light from shining through, and they're bright and shiny again. They're beautiful again. And even afterwards, after a session, or they feel amazing. Things is they're lighter. So everyone is a beautiful story. Um and the patches, it just I feel the difference after just using the patches for just a short while. My vision is clearer. I have more focus. I have more energy, and I've only been using them for maybe 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh my goodness, Tony,
So
that's crazy.
I think immediately when I stuck them or put them on, my vision became clear. I'm like, holy cow, this is clear. This is great. And, and just it's just so that's my personal experience with the patch is I can't believe how fast it works.
Yeah, because our stem cells are just dormant, not dead.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they get activated, and then wow, we can see or we can hear, or, and we have to understand too that once, like you said, you work with people, God is really healing people. He
Hmm.
is he is healing their souls, he is healing their minds, he's healing their bodies. And wouldn't you believe that it's all about mindset? It's all about
Oh
getting
yeah.
in that mindset of healing. And I believe that's what you do. That's
Hmm.
awesome. So,
And
if anybody
that
wanted to get in touch with you, how would they do that?
well, ropesandwings.com. That's my website. You can book a session. You can find me there, find all my contacts. All my social handles are ropes and wings. You can find me in all those places. And that uh Yeah, that's the best way to get a hold of me.
And then if people are very skeptical, because I'm sure that some of our viewers are going to be very skeptical, thinking it's a woo-woo thing, and it's not. It's really not. We talked before you had your interview and you had said that. So can you tell our viewers what it is that you would share with someone if they were skeptical about doing a session with you?
Who, yeah, I don't know. Because I was used to be a preacher's kid. And when I was growing up, I didn't really, it didn't make sense to me, but this all makes sense. And from doing these sessions, I'm probably closer to God and living, you know, from the past. It's hard to explain. I'm probably closer. I talk to so many different things in the session, and I always joke about being a demon slayer, but I'm just helping them back. I'm just helping
Yeah.
them back home. We're all the same. We're all connected. To help someone from being skeptical. ah, it's a hard one. I don't know. I feel like I'm doing. How do I put it? I don't even know how to put it. I'm closer to God by doing this and
That's the
helping
best
them
way
out.
to put it,
Yeah,
that if they have faith in the process. But I guess what
right.
I was saying is people just didn't trust in the process. How would you get them to understand more about the hypnosis and the process?
Well, like I said before, I mean, that's the best thing is it's just a daydream state, and we're always in that state of hypnosis all the time. And when you're in that relaxed state, you're able to find the answers that you need and get to the root cause. A, I'm really not the healer. You are the healer. The body is the healer. And so I'm just a voice guide to help you to get to that and find those things that are there. And then I'm there to help ask the right questions to help to move them back home to the light. We all came from the light. Even the lost from light entities come from the light. They just forgot, they fell, they stumbled, they got stuck in the darkness, and they need help back home as well too. And just like you. So every session I'm doing, I laughed one time because I went by a church and it said, "We saved one soul this weekend." And I laughed and I said, "Well, I had two sessions and I probably helped 20 souls back home to the light." It was funny to me. So
Yeah.
I think, God's in all of us. And I think in the sessions, we clear those blockages and those things that we hold and trap and are stuck there. We can strengthen that connection to God and Creator. We can strengthen that by removing those blocks because we can't get that communication. We can't get that what God's trying to tell us. We can't communicate with ourselves, the higher power, God, Creator, if we don't get those blocks removed because
Wow, I did not
that's
know
what's keep.
that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I did not know that. That is very interesting
This
because
stuff
I
block.
believe I have some blocks too that I
Right,
need to work on.
right. And these blocks keep you from grounding. They keep you from healing. They keep you from living your best life, and they keep you from connecting truly to God and hearing that still, soft, loving voice that always has your best interest in mind.
Wow. Wow. What are you excited about coming up in the future? You got anything going on? Any events that you want to throw out or anything that you're building? I know you're building this beautiful business and helping people, but what are your ultimate goals in the future?
Well, my ultimate goal would be to have a healing and wellness center, retreat center here. And, that's trying to work towards that point. It might be a little long in the process. We're trying to, we're working on making up men's retreats because I think as men, we need to get back to nature, back to
Mm.
getting together as a group of men and discussing things and figuring ourselves out and becoming better men,
Sit
connecting
in a
into
deer
that. And
stand and relate to God, right?
right, absolutely. That's what I always joke with my dad about. I said, I have church just right outside. I just walk out into the woods and connect connect with God again. It's great.
Well, people connect with God on different levels, I
Yeah.
learned. And
Hmm.
nature is one of the reasons that people connect. They connect through prayer, but not everybody's got to get up at 6 a.m. and pray for several hours. They can go out in nature like you do and really connect because nature is what God created. And then the
Hmm.
whole grounding thing, I totally agree with you on that. And what better place to do that in Tennessee?
Yeah, yeah. I kind of have it lucky because I just walk outside the door and just ground. I quit wearing my shoes too. I made a pair of moccasins and I wear moccasins, so I'm always grounded. But
Oh, wow.
it's good.
Wow. That's great. Well, I've really appreciated all your information today. I know that I've been through a divorce and I know that the blockages from divorce have been very, very hard on me. And so I look forward to getting with you and finding out how I can get rid of those blockages. Do you have any suggestions on that?
Well, book a session with me. That would help. We can get in there and we can find out what's blocking, what's causing issues, and um, so I didn't explain. I guess it's in four parts. So we remove all the blockages in the first part. We balance the energy centers and rebuild your aura, God's armor that's around you, everyone around you. We repair those fractures that might be there from the traumas that we've had, and then we connect. We connect and we look at things and scenes that you need to see to help you on your journey on through life. It could be memories, it could be anything, whatever you need to learn from or heal from, and then we'll connect with your higher power. We'll connect with whatever you want to call it, your higher self, God. We'll connect again, and we'll get those questions answered for you that you've had for a long time.
Yeah, because I have a lot of clients then just like me that's been through so many different abuses
Hmm.
in life, and those can actually hold you back and set you back
Hmm.
tremendously.
Right.
I know they have. They've caused me to pick the wrong choices in men. And
Yeah.
so I would definitely love to sit down with you and pick your brain and find out more and maybe even possibly do a session because I'm very,
Yeah.
very interested in everything that you've talked about today and
Hmm.
how God is working in this whole hypnosis. And I didn't know that until I met with you. I mean, it's something that I'm learning and I'm like, wow, there's so many things out there that God has provided us to heal the body and if we're not using it and we don't know about it, so I look forward to getting the word out about this, Tony.
I like to use the analogy of a hot air balloon. So
Okay.
you can get so high in a hot air balloon, but if you don't cut the cords and you don't release the sandbags, you're not going to get any higher. You're not going to climb anymore.
Mm.
So those are the blockages. Those are the things holding us back is those ropes and sandbags. So you could raise your frequency, you could raise your energy, you could connect and get as close as you can to God. But if you don't cut those cords and sandbags and release those sandbags, you're not going to climb higher. You're not going to have that good communication and connection like you should have.
Wow. Because we are born with that connection, isn't that true? And then
Hmm.
those things that happen to us just start setting up blockages. So like you said, you're not a dragon or you're not a what do you call it, demon slayer, but you are actually figuring out what is going on with that person so that you can get to the point of connecting them with God. And I just think that's amazing, Tony. I'm just so happy that you're doing this and send out all your information again to our viewers before we end the show.
So it's ropesandwings.com. So just go there for all my contacts and every one of my socials, YouTube, Telegram, or not Telegram, but YouTube, TikTok, all that stuff is Ropes and Wings. So you can find me there. And I'm sure that Carrie will have links in the bottom of the description
Yes, I
too.
will
So
add those. And then as far as the patches goes, good bless you for what you are doing to help people to rebuild the body back to homeostasis because I believe that's what it does. And it
mhm.
helps you to have that sense of well-being and happiness and something to look forward to in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're just using the our God-given what we have. It's just the light, the frequency, and it's just all in one little patch, and it's just changing everything.
Yeah, and you said you had some major health issues, or you had some issues, maybe, or some people that you had
I've
issues.
I've never had major health issues. I just, the brain fog was so bad. I used to have brain fog was terrible, and like said, I feel like I got weighted down and tired easily, and ever since I've been on the session and now using these patches, I mean, everything is, I don't know where the energy's coming from, but it's kind of crazy. It's
It's
just,
crystal clear how the patches really clear up the brain and give you focus and give you that sense of, like I said, wow, I got something to look forward to. So,
mhm.
well,
I'm reverse aging. I have a hundred,
yes, I am too. I'm 58 now, and I feel like I'm in my 30s again.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely looking at Tennessee too, like Nashville. So, well, thank you so much, Tony, for being on the show today and sharing your beautiful story of how, you're helping people with hypnosis. And, people don't need to be afraid of it because they can get closer to God and they can get closer to themselves, and it's a thing of self-care too, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And you could do the hypnosis, but it helps to have a practitioner just sit while you're in that relaxed state, ask the right questions, and try to help you get those answers and clear those blockages.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. We so much appreciate you. And thank
Absolutely.
you to all of our viewers that will view this beautiful 30 minutes that we've had together talking about hypnosis and how it does create get rid of the blocks and create that relationship that we solely need. So thank you to all of our viewers. And this is Carrie Kay with Living a Healthy Lifestyle Show. We'll see you later. God
Love it.
bless.
Love y'all.
Love y'all.